I'm going to try it again. No, I'm not. I give up. All right. Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Emily.
Oh my God. My name is Andrew.
Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Tia.
Welcome.
I'm really sorry. Tia, can you pull your mic a little closer to you?
Yeah. Is that better?
That's beautiful. All right.
Well,
Welcome to the Get Offset podcast.
where we assault
sorry.
your ears with
just right away.
just full
me
bricked out
yelling
fuzz.
Never works. It never works.
And there's
I'm so
there's wall of
sorry.
sound fuzz, and there's whatever just happened kind of fuzz.
That was deeply upsetting.
I feel hurt.
So, yeah, I'm going to cut that out, but just so everybody knows, I went to play the intro and it was just, it was a beautiful thing. I'm very proud. I'm not embarrassed at all to be with two YouTubers that I really, really like.
Well, thank
That's
you.
not embarrassing at all.
It was kind of like
welcome.
when you turn to the radio station, but you miss it by a dial.
Oh, yeah.
And you can sort of hear it.
But it's just like
Mostly
kind
just
of.
noise, yeah.
And you're doing the whole, oh, wait, someone's marching in front of you. And you have to listen to it
Yeah.
for 10 seconds before you can move your hand back over safely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much super accurate, yeah.
Yeah. So,
my
man,
gosh.
we're living in an age now where it's like radio. What's that? It's like MP3s and streaming.
Don't even do that.
I know. I feel like we're showing our age.
Jazz Blues,
And I,
NPR News.
In
88.5.
PR news.
Yep.
I remember I had a friend on the podcast and she was like, I've never been in the radio before.
Like, wow.
Like, well, it was like, is the radio the Matrix?
I'm in the radio.
I
That was a
know
fun
computers.
episode. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Thanks for being on. I'm so hyped to have you guys here.
Yeah, I was when I found your YouTube channel just browsing I think Ventura or something demos, and I messaged somebody. I'm like, have you seen this channel? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, why didn't you tell me?
That might have been me.
Yeah, it was you. I was trying
It's
not to call
I'm
you
already
out.
liked, subbed, watching videos, and how did you not know about these? Come on.
I don't know.
No,
I
I'm
don't
usually
know.
the one that's way behind the news and way behind the trends. So it's nice for a change.
I don't think that's true, dude. I think that you're on the internet a lot and you see you're in a lot of groups that I'm not in. I don't do pedal boards of doom, and that's a very active group, and you have your
No,
worship
I
open.
I'm in there, but then I unfollowed them, so I only get notifications if I get tagged. I've been doing that with a lot of groups lately because at a certain point, I'm like, just why are we having?
No.
You're gonna get banned.
Why am
from
I
pedal boards
upset
of
for no
doom.
reason today?
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I think there was I forgot what group it was, but they made a trans comment and I was like, all right, I'm done. Like we're not doing this. So
Yeah.
yes.
I've admin a few groups and I've banned a few people
Yeah, it's just
pretty aggressively.
I don't know, the internet in itself is a weird thing because it's just it's giving voice to so many people, but at the same time it's just why would some people online think this is cool? Well, I'm just I'm not.
I mean, I think it's that, what's the word? Anonymity?
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's people just feel emboldened to say whatever and not face any consequences, or at least not any real consequences.
But then when they get muted, they message an admin just with an absolute nonsense message of "This is America. You can't mute me." And
My freedoms.
Can I read y'all so I admin another, I'm a moderator in another group, and sometimes when people get blocked or banned, they assume it's me. And then they message me and it goes to my messages. And then I get this weird wall of text that says, I was removed again and my posts were deleted this time. Awesome, thanks. Why? Huh? What's your problem? So-and-so kicked me out yesterday, restored my posting and apologized. Today I'm booted again and my comments got deleted. Used to be my favorite related guitar group. You know what? Fuck you. You're a shit human. These are all separate messages. I'm like,
wow. I just don't, I don't know. It's just for me, it's just I'll see some stuff online. I was, actually, I was telling Tia earlier about another Facebook group that I was on. And long story short, they just judged my picture without even saying anything to me. They're like, oh, you're pretty feminine. And I'm like, is that an insult?
What's
Like,
wrong with that?
that's what I was saying. I was like, I was like, because I
And?
disagree. I was like, okay, like
Your point.
your point, like.
Yeah, I remember even being in middle school, I was like, I dressed a little different, and some of the guys would like call me like rude words for lesbian. And I was like, that doesn't really feel like an insult.
Yeah, I was just like, well, like when they said that, the thought that went through my mind was like, I was like, well, I did grow up around my mom and my sisters. Like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And
No,
it's
I'm
just weird.
sorry. Are my communication skills too good for you?
Yeah, it was just
Am I
like,
too much of an empath?
yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's like, hey, like, so I disagree, and I didn't. It wasn't even like I jumped down a dude's throat. I was like, nah, it's a pass for me. And then he just like jumped on me, and I was just like, really? I was like, really? Like that gift or that meme of like, really?
Oh, yeah.
That was me the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're the guest.
I was just gonna
Your
say
turn.
I have a really hard time. I don't want to say like engaging with those types of people. It's just I just don't. Like I'm not on Facebook. I'm barely on Instagram, and even then, my page is currently on private just because I don't want to deal with other people. You know, like I like
Your mental health must be astounding.
Yeah.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
See, out of the two of us, like she's that person. I'm the person that if you say something to me, like I
Engage.
I will engage,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I like to think of myself as pretty witty because growing up in the hood, so to speak, you had to be really good at roasting people.
Oh my god, yeah.
So it's just like, okay, so if this dude is gonna come for me, like, there was someone who screenshotted, like, there was something that I posted, and it got a bunch of shares, and like someone was like, "Is this your leader? Is this?" And then like it was a screenshot of me, and I was like, "Bro, I wouldn't say anything if you out here looking like a great value redneck Robert Englund."
Oh, no.
Like, great, like, and he was like, "That's not an insult." I was like, "Bro, I just said you look like Freddy Krueger."
Yeah,
like,
dude, that is an insult.
That's an insult, and it's just like I don't know, like it's so that's I think that's always been a pretty good dynamic between Tia and myself. It's just like,
Yeah, I think we balance each other out, fairly well. I like to think.
no, I think
You're
we do.
Yeah.
definitely like a lot more connected. I pretty much just, like I said, I'm not on Facebook. My time on Instagram is limited. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. That's actually how I
Same.
found like your channel.
Saying like when I was looking at
Sorry, go ahead.
no, it was like when I was looking at the like I was saying, like I think it was a year or two, but I remember when your Starcaster video came up, and I was just like, finally somebody has this,
Yes.
and I was just
Yeah,
like,
no, that dude, like I don't know how, but I had like a gift card for Reverb, and then someone was selling it when they weren't like before they were supposed to be selling it, and I was like, I'd been putting off the demo channel for months and months and months. I'm like, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. And then I was talking to my friend Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum. He's like, you
Ryan's
just gotta
awesome.
do it because he's like, because you're gonna get the jump on every other demo artist who's going to get these because no one else has one. I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing this, and like it's not perfect, but it's great. It's
Yeah.
like,
hey, that's how I found you. I thought it was awesome, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is cool, because I was just like, because my deep seated fear was, I was like, oh man, someone's gonna get this, and it's just gonna be like Blues Dad.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be like one of those, like I recorded it in my car, like YouTube videos, or like recorded it
Oh
like
my
on my
gosh.
like on
like a downward angle.
yeah, downward angle.
It's
and
nothing but like
Yeah.
pentatonic scales.
yeah, and it's like they're not gonna
Oh
talk;
my
they're just gonna play, and I'm like,
Okay.
okay, maybe I should buy this. But I'm glad I found yours. Like
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm not trying to fanboy out, but I've like been fanning like I loved when you did like the paranormal series, because
Yeah.
that was really
Oh,
informative.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm glad, those I bought most of those. I was like, duh.
Yeah.
I hope this works out views wise.
it was funny because like I think your videos definitely inspired me to check them out and get them. But it was funny because the one that I kept was the bass, was the jazz bass.
That was the one where I was like, I'm not that good of a bassist. Like, I don't think I can sell this. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, well,
Hey!
no. Hey, but no, it was
I'll
just
take
like
it.
for me, it was just like because it was a supersonic, because then I remember that's when you had your supersonic, and then I was just like, oh well, I really want to try the Tornado, and then I was just like, oh man, like and then I got the first one that I got was the Cabernita baritone, and
Oh
I
yeah.
regret selling that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just-
should regret selling that.
yeah, because I was like, as soon as I sold it, I went there. I was like, well, I'll just go buy another one, and I looked on like, oh, like
They gone.
they're gone,
Yeah.
and I was like, well,
Yeah.
this is going to be the Jazzmaster baritone all over again.
Oh,
So,
don't sell baritones. They are amazing and they're impossible to find a second time.
oh, I know,
Really?
unless the prices just skyrocket, like one of our producers, Xander, he has the Jaguar baritone, and we were doing an episode, and like we just looked at the prices on Reverb, and I remember when they were out and they were like $1,000, and then they shot up to like 2,400, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, it's like, Xander, I don't think you're gonna sell me that baritone now.
Man, screw cryptocurrency. Just buy the randomest Fender guitars.
Yeah, just buy it.
Seriously.
It's like whenever Fender releases something limited, just buy it.
Stop on it.
Yeah.
In fact, buy two.
Yeah,
One to,
no,
Yeah,
one to
seriously,
keep.
buy two.
One to
Yeah,
keep.
there was a
one
guy.
to-
I just want to find this person and I want to smack him in the mouth a little bit, like with my words, not with my hands.
Because that would be
I
assault.
really, yeah. Well, it'd still be battery or assault. It would be battery if I actually hit him. It would be assault if I put the fear of God in him. But
Oh, yeah.
there's someone on Reverb selling those three, one of each color when they did those three Fender tenor guitars, the Tele tenors.
Uh,
He's selling them for like they were new, maybe like 600-ish bucks.
Mhm.
He's selling them. He's like, I will not separate them. You have to buy all three, and the whole package is $5,000.
what?
Ugh.
Like,
I'm like,
Oh my
I
God.
don't super duper believe in hell, but I kind of think that you're going there.
yeah.
It's pretty crooked. It's
Yeah,
almost like
that's-
the whole Silver Sky thing, like the PRS Silver Sky.
Oh God.
Yeah, like when people were like buying like I don't remember the finishes with like that lunar one where it's
Yeah.
that kind of iridescent color.
Yep.
You know, new it was like what 24, 28 maybe. People were selling them for like 52, like 5,000. It's just like
I just wonder who's buying it though.
people
Like,
are
Like-
Blues
apparently.
lawyers,
Blues
blues
lawyers,
managers,
yeah.
blues financial planners.
A
Yeah.
minor pentatonic scale has
Scale.
entered the chat.
no, it just blows my mind because it's just like literally after NAMM, I remember when the other one was announced. I forgot whatever color it was, but literally the phones just like blew up, and I was just like, soon as the other one was announced, I was just like, all right, like I guess we're gonna get these, and it's just like, nope, they're sold out.
Already.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah,
but I was like,
yeah.
I'm not
I
really
heard
a
of some
PRS
people getting
guy,
their. I heard some people getting their Sweetwater orders canceled on some of those Paranormal series guitars too, because they were basically selling them on futures. Like, well, I assume we're gonna get some.
so. Yeah,
Scalpers at concert tickets.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna get some tickets for this show. I'll just go ahead and list them before it's on sale.
I wonder if it's the same way right now for the contemporary Jaguar, because it's just like, because I've been wanting to, like, I ordered one and I've just been waiting for it to get here, and I ordered it months ago, and I was like, come on, I just want to
That.
review this, but
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's that way with that, because it's just, I don't know, certain gear I'm just like, people just jump on, and I'm just like it just blows my mind, because I'm just like, oh man, well I guess I shouldn't have paid for this in full if I'm gonna what.
Yeah, it's people. I think they like the things that are just a little bit like familiar, but also weird.
Yeah. It's like you said, it's familiar, but it's a little different, and it's different enough to where it's like it's almost cool. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I could have just bought a regular one, but does it have a roasted maple fretboard? You know, like, does it have this limited color? Does it have this pickup? You know,
That's
Yeah.
actually what's going on right now with the vintage modified Cabernita with the Tele bridge pickup.
Mhm.
It's like I've seen those. Like I remember when those were like 250 all day, and then I checked the used site and it was 500
ugh,
like recently, and I'm like, wow, this is.
Jesus.
It's like, oh man, inflation is real.
Seriously, it's that rarity
Mhm.
thing. It's like the whole like Squire Hello Kitty thing, you know?
Oh
Like-
yeah, people love those.
Yeah, actually,
I want one
One of
so
my-
bad.
one of my coworkers got one, and
Go ahead.
I didn't realize like how rare they were, because she actually got one at a really good price, and then I was just like, all right, let me check this out. Then I looked it up. I was like, oh,
How much did she get it for?
she got it for like 100.
dang.
What?
Okay, 'cause
Yeah.
we had one come through my store, and I'm still kicking myself today about it. It was like 150, and I
Wow.
looked at it, I played it, I loved it, and like something about it, I was just like, you know what, I'll just wait, and then like a couple months later, check Reverb, they're like $500. Just like,
Ugh, yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. It's funny because like I know the Squire Protones are weird. Not only are rare, but the basses, like we keep getting the basses coming through, and I'm not a bassist by any means,
But-
but maybe I should buy this. And like I remember one dude, he was like super offended because he was just like, "You guys are gonna off? Do you know how much these are worth?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's why you should sell it, like privately,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Privately,
really,
yes.
like yes, that's why you should."
Yeah.
Not for 60% or
Yeah.
70% in store credit. Just sell
Yeah,
it.
Just sell it. It's like just trust
Yeah.
me on this. Just sell it.
just trust me. Hey Andrew, what's new with you, bud? Other than that sick Stringjoy hat.
Well, the Stringjoy hat is great. And it's starting to stretch out already. So,
Nice.
You
but
sold me on it. I want
kept
one.
the red, white, and blue one.
Ooh.
Oh,
that a neck?
What neck is that?
so
Andrew's building a parts caster.
I'm working on building a parts caster. My wife and I are going to build it together, and this is the first part that I've received for this build, and I think it's starting to feel real now.
Uh-oh.
I'm doing a Jazzmaster body with an HSS Strat set, and I
Oh.
got this Strat neck because Frankenstein.
Mhm.
And
They don't really sell Jazzmaster necks on the website.
I mean, they do, but they don't sell an all rosewood.
All rosewood, yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
Ooh, that is nice.
I'm so
It's
hyped.
not overly figured.
No, it's just the right amount. And I love the skunk stripe on the back. I'm so hyped
Yeah,
on this.
it's handsome. It's
How long?
handsome.
How long did it take to get to you?
Oh, like a week, less than a week.
That's not
I think
bad.
Andrew and I put the order in last Sunday and it actually arrived the next Sunday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I've been thinking. Oh, go ahead. Oh, just real quick. I've been thinking about ordering one. I've got like an American Pro Strat, and I walked into the store wanting one with a rosewood neck, but the only one left, due to COVID, walls are empty. So I had to walk out with a maple neck one, and I kind of want the all rosewood neck just because I like my Jazzmaster so much. I just kind of want like a matching set.
oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, I accidentally muted you.
Aw.
I can't
Aw.
unmute you.
Aw.
You've got that shell pink Jazzmaster, the Torque Guard, and the all rosewood. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's my baby.
Yeah. I want that one.
Not letting that go.
Yeah.
No, that one's staying with me till the grave.
Yeah.
So if
I
you
think
outlive, if you
we all
outlive
have a
me,
guitar
If
like
I
that.
outlive, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to outlive.
I'm not
man.
completely set on colors for mine, but the top contender that I've had a screenshot of on my desktop.
Orange.
No. I have already got an orange offset.
Well, but I already have a pink guitar and another pink guitar and another pink guitar. What about it?
The color combination I've been looking at seriously is doing a shell pink with Torque Guard with the all rosewood neck.
Oh,
So
That's- yeah.
maybe a little
It's
bias.
just- It just
A
looks good.
little.
It's a sweet looking setup.
Just a little biased.
Tia's like, yeah, that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
I'm not
I think-
biased.
Yeah, I think another a good color option with all rosewood that I haven't seen would be like Sherwood green.
Yeah, like
That would look good.
Ooh.
that would look really. Although I was like, the seafoam green. What was it seafoam?
Oh, the
or
surf.
surf green. Yeah, surf green. Like that one with the
Oh,
with
yeah.
the mint guard. Looks nice.
That's my other combination that I've been looking at.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
back in the day when I worked at Guitar Center, they had that in their telly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We had like 2 or 3 of them in the shop, and I'm just sitting here like I'm looking like, how much commission do I have to make to afford one of these?
A lot.
But that's the guitar I fell in love with, the all rosewood feel, because it just feels so different than a maple neck.
Maple, yeah.
And-
Even like a satiny maple.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it just feels so different. I fell in love with it at the time. That's why when we decided to do a parts caster build together, I'm like, hun, it's got to be rosewood.
Yeah.
Well, no, like that's.
It's gotta be.
I remember when those came out, and I was just like, "Wait, what?" And then I played it, and I was like, "I want one.
Yep.
I must have one." And then it's just like I was like Tia, I was like, "Oh, I'll just get it later." Just get it later.
Nope.
Oh gosh.
I mean,
yeah,
to be
I've
fair,
stopped doing that.
the
I've stopped saying I'll get it later because it never. It's like it's always gone the next day.
no, if you wait, it's gone. Like that's just it right now. They still make the surf green. They also have that rose. Is it rose pink? They do that with an all red too. It's definitely not shell pink. It's kind of metallic.
Yeah.
That one looks really cool too, especially in person.
I'm gonna have to check
It's like
that
not
out.
quite a burgundy mist, but sort of.
Sort of.
Oh
Somewhere.
yeah.
It's like if,
I
like-
think that color's in their like custom builder, so I think they have it.
Oh man, I would love to get a new jazz, because I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if Fender's going to bring back like they did for the 50th anniversary for the Jaguar, that burgundy mist. Like I guess best of all worlds Jaguar, like where it had the closer bridge placement, bridge and trump.
Does it
Yeah,
have like a mute on it too?
I think it did. I had one back in the day, and I was just like, oh man, this is awesome. And then I remember when I moved out to California, I sold that, and I was just like, oh, I'll get one again. And then it was like, nope, you'll never see that guitar again. And I was like, oh, it was awesome.
Nice. Oh, sorry, my in-ear was bugging me. So, is there anything new with you all? We like to do around the table. What's new?
Not really much. Just been like filming. We've got more ideas that we were just.
You hit the
like,
1,000 subscribers.
Yes, we did.
Congratulations! I know what a slog that first 1,000 is.
Yeah, like it was pretty cool because one of my friends, he was 1,000th subscriber, and like he messaged me after, because I posted this post on Facebook like, come on, just someone subscribe.
Do it.
And like he hit me up, and he was like, hey dude, just to let you know, I'm the 1,000th subscriber. And I was like, thank you.
Yes.
It's just like crying emoji. But it's pretty awesome. I would say other than that, like what's new with us? Really just focusing more on the channel and just thinking of different things we can do, and really just just that's really it. Like just focusing on the channel, like
just growing it, new interviews, obviously new products, and also trying to find products that people are looking for, like in a timely manner.
Yeah.
I think that's when the hardest part is getting like these new items when they're sold out everywhere. That's kind of been the biggest difficulty.
Yeah.
But I mean, even outside of new stuff, we've got a lot of like quote unquote like older stuff that's still really popular. So
yeah.
I don't know, hopefully we can keep
some
it
of
up.
Some of it is really like getting the jump on other things, and that's why I ended up buying a lot of those Paranormal Series Squires from the Fender site, because I knew they were shipping right away. So like getting the jump was worth it, especially I had like maybe just over 1,000 subs at the time. Like that really made the channel. And the other part of it is really getting that long tail. Like people are going to be searching for this forever. It doesn't matter if you're first. You just have to like start showing up.
That's
and
true.
like I think the Starcaster video still gets like 100 views a day or something wild like that.
Oh, wow.
And then I have some other pedals, like one of those Boss Loopers. This is one of my most viewed videos because it's like a tutorial. Like people are just like getting this and saying, what the fuck? And turning to me.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like I think the thing for us is just like when we review stuff, it's like, hey, this is cool. Let's do this. And like honestly, like with the Ventura episode that we did, I didn't think because we literally filmed that, and it was another episode the same day, and it was like, oh, what else?
One?
Huh?
Was it the delay?
I think it was the delay. But like both of those, and it's like I remember us filming it, and I was like, afterwards, I was like, well, I guess we'll see. It was like, because it was one of those like, hey, I have a Ventura Jazzmaster here, let's do that, and we just did it, and I was like, oh well, there's not a lot of searches on YouTube for that, so, or at least that model. So I was like, so after that, I was like, we have to find stuff that there's not a lot of searches on.
Right.
Yeah.
But
totally.
it's like, I guess it's interesting being a new YouTuber, because like I think when we started this at the beginning of the year, our mindsets was just like, hey, let's do this and have fun, and have a bit more representation out there and just have fun. And now it's like, oh wait, we're at 1,000 subs. People actually like us.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of supportive
It's great
comments and
content.
messages.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, you guys are great. I love, obviously, like the dynamic between you two it's fantastic. It's really nice. It's nice
Thank
to see.
you. Like, it's definitely
you can tell y'all are
authentic.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who your editor is, but they're doing a phenomenal job
Yes.
with
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Nelson,
he
he's
kills it every
Yeah.
single time.
he's not here. I think the new rule of thumb now was anyone that's missing, like they have mad diarrhea.
Oh,
So
no.
so
I
yeah,
like
that's
that.
the rule of thumb. Like
I don't
Nelson's
like
out
that
with mad.
excuse. I don't like that excuse.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, so next review is like, yeah, Tia, she's out with mad diarrhea.
I don't like that. That's no bueno. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
You should get that checked
Oh my
out.
God.
Yeah,
Doctor probably has something to say about that.
Yeah, but yeah, he's awesome. Like we can't praise him enough. I think really he's like the secret sauce.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
We pretty much just leave it to be and just to do his own thing. You know, like we may have like little recommendations here and there, like, oh hey, like what about that meme or what about that clip or something like that. But like really 90% is pretty much him
Yeah,
just sitting down and just putting literally just his his own like you said, secret sauce just on it. You know?
I think he just has like I think one of the things that I very much appreciate about him is he has a great sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
So some of the things, like especially when we're watching like the rough edits, I'll be in my room just cackling, and like my roommates will be like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And I'm like, "This is just like this edit." I was like, and I think that's really cool of him. Like I can't sing him enough praises because I think he's the secret sauce of the show, and I think our success or whatever success we may find in the future, he's going to be a huge helping hand in that.
Oh yeah. I mean, good editing makes a huge difference. I wish that I could get somebody else to oh sorry, I just got a weird message. I've had my bassist Isaac, I've had them edit some of the videos. Like I don't know if you saw my Harley Benton Mad Cat copy video. They edited that one, which I was glad I sent it to them because my cat jumped into the shot a bunch of times and they really like did a great job making that moment a lot funnier than I ever would have been able to. But I can't pay them. Like I don't have enough revenue coming in to pay them. So sometimes I'll just pay them in pedals if I need a little extra help. I'm like,
We'll work for gear.
how does this sound? I mean, I do it.
Yeah, we'll work for gear. Actually, Nelson will work for Dragon Balls.
Right? We learned that, yeah.
I gave him a 4-star Dragon Ball the other day. I was like, I had it from this trip from Minnesota, and I was like, hey Nelson, you want this? And he was like, yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, yes. All right,
All
cool.
right.
There you go. It's like, all right, I'll just pay you in Dragon Balls. Maybe you collect all 7 and make a wish.
And then after you run out of
Nice.
those 7, then you can get like the Namekian.
Yeah, the bigger ones.
Yeah,
That
7
means,
more.
yeah, that means we got to find more. And it's like, I don't want to spend that much money on it. But yeah, it's like,
Yes.
get paid in gear. That's it. It's like, I wish he played more. And it's like, hey, Nelson, you want this pedal?
Yeah, that doesn't work
You
with
want
him.
this carbon
Yeah.
copy?
You want this car?
I think that's
You
also
want this
part
power supply?
of right. Some strings.
Some
No,
strings?
I feel like that's like part of like what makes Nelson such a great editor is like he plays, but he's not like a super like he's not a gear nerd
Yeah.
like us. So there's that level of separation where he's like really wanting it to be like visually interesting.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna talk. Obviously, we're the audio portion of it, but like for people who are actually watching and not just having it on in the background, like there's something engaging for
Yeah.
them to look forward to.
Mhm.
Because like I think that was also intentional too. Because like when we were discussing, like just even doing this as a bunch of friends, we were just like, well, let's do something different, a different point of view, and like all of us like are big nerds. Like we are huge nerds. And I was like, there's got to be a way we can reference all this stuff and like get away with it. So it was just for me. He gets it. Like he gets it because he's disconnected from the gear world, and he's just a secret sauce. I keep saying that, but it's true. Like even just like because he does the crap. Xander, what's the podcast name again?
Indistinct Conversation.
Yeah, he does the Indistinct Conversation, and just the editing on that, like because I remember there was one episode we were going back and forth on Star Wars, and I was like, this guy is awesome.
He
I was
gets
like,
it.
we disagree on this one, but he's awesome.
Well, what did you disagree about?
Star Wars.
The Last Jedi.
What
I'm
about
not a big fan of it, but I'm not a big
I
fan.
liked
To be
it.
fair, I like The Force Awakens. Last Jedi. I'm not one of those like fanboys who are like, oh well, that's not my Luke. Like that's that is like I was like, I don't mind Rey as a character. I think she's awesome. I think Finn is awesome. I think the whole new the new arc. The only thing for me is just like certain things I just was not a fan of that movie. And then there was The Rise of Skywalker, which I'm still trying to burn from my memory.
Yep.
But that was just
I'm not going to pretend I did not enjoy watching those as I was watching them, but I would never feel any need to rewatch them.
yeah. Well, the thing was with that movie in particular, I was like, it's Ian McDermott's back as the Emperor. That I was like, that's my saving grace. And then it was like he's not in this movie a lot. And then like I don't know, like all of us are big nerds, and I think the current conversation, which I'm waiting for Nelson to get back on, is Mortal Kombat. And
Oh yeah,
yes.
I want to watch that.
yeah,
I remember the old '90s movie.
yeah, I remember not watching because it had that like awkward scene, and it was funny because I didn't realize that the actor who played Shao Kahn, he was in the X-Files, and he was the one of the silent aliens, like that tall one.
I never watched the X-Files. I couldn't tell you.
We gotta get you the X-Files. Actually, we'd do a really good Mulder and Scully cosplay.
That would be. I
Oh,
love the X Files.
Yeah.
I gotta watch
I
the
love-
X-Files first.
Highly
And then we'll
recommend.
dress up.
Yeah.
Can we gender bend it?
Yeah. No, actually, no. Once you watch it, it'll make sense.
Okay.
Because I think a perfect, rather than Batman and Robin, it would be. I think Xander. Do you think Mulder and Scully fits us better?
I still like the Batman and Robin thing though.
I would do that.
Yeah, you're Batman.
Okay,
Why not both?
Why not? Yeah, why not both?
Why not both? Why not both? All right, so let's take a second to thank the people who help support this podcast. Big thank you to all of our Patreons. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/getoffset. At the $5 level, you get access to our super secret Discord server where we have much fun, trade gear, trade stories, trade tips and advice, and offer friendship and joy in a very safe and loving environment.
And memes.
If you want to
And
and
memes.
memes, yes.
Most
We also have
important
lots of cat pics, which is great. Also, you can check out our merch at getoffsetpodcast.com/shop. You can rate review on iTunes, which helps us a lot. Please do so. Only if you give us 4 or 5 stars, ideally 5. If you have something mean to say, keep it to yourself. And you can comment, subscribe on YouTube. Hey, please do those things. I would love to get 5,000 subs by the time this episode airs.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
it
that
hasn't
means-
happened yet.
I need 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Andrew needs 2 seconds. He will be right back.
Stretch, breathe.
Fucking sit up straight, like hunched over.
So if
Yeah.
I'm guessing by Tia's jersey and your t-shirt, it's 50 degrees. That's my guess.
Yeah,
it 50 degrees in Atlanta?
Let's see.
Let's find out.
55.
Oh boy, I am just overdressed.
Yeah, it's
Is-
72.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right now it's 72.
Holy! You
Yeah.
were
To be
Girl.
fair, when I was in my car, it was not this warm.
No, it was
yes,
like
that's
It
fair.
was a lot
Yeah.
cooler. It was like I think like 65 or something when I got my car. At least on the side of town I was at. I drive about an hour to get here.
Whoa!
yeah. Oh, I drive about the hour from it. I drive about 45 minutes to an hour from the other direction. So it's just
oh my
like,
gosh!
yeah, but it's just like we have like the central bat cave. And it's
Pretty
just-
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
Like
where
the-
everybody
like,
meets, and it's just
It's like the Titan Tower.
yeah,
basically.
the Titan Tower. Yeah.
Well, Atlanta's not the best city to drive in.
No.
If I
not at
remember,
all.
as I lived in Nashville and I would drive to Hilton Head, South Carolina to see my family, so that always took us through Atlanta. And every time I was like, "Why, God, why?"
I'm like that every day. Clock if I have to hit traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nashville traffic is like a breeze compared to Atlanta. Like,
And it's bad too. It's bad there now too.
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, I went there maybe a year ago or two. It hadn't been 2 years ago because I haven't been anywhere recently in the last year.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like, and maybe I'm just an aggressive driver.
Oh, no.
And-
Atlanta definitely does that to you. Like, my family is in Louisville, like Kentucky. So
I love Louisville.
it's a fun city.
It's a great place.
Anytime I drive up, I always have to like be really aware of my driving because Atlanta, everyone's just like speeding. It's aggressive. There's no turn
Yes.
signals. People just do whatever. And like when I get back home, it's just like, oh, I have to calm down. I'm the aggressive
Yeah.
one. I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
see my family. They're mostly in West Palm in Florida,
Mhm.
so it's just like
Oh,
people are already
God.
driving
Oh,
super
no.
slow there. So
Oh
I'm just
my
like when I get
God.
there, and
Like, what is
it-
happening?
yeah, and it doesn't help that like my
Right.
older sister, she drives like it's a Charger that's a 2-door.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like she was like, "Hey Jay, can you drive?" And I'm like,
It's a lot of
"Yeah."
power.
It's like a lot of power, and it's like you're really upset. And I'm like, "No, just like they're just driving slow. Just get over."
I think that's how my husband feels when I drive because he does drive like a grandmother. Like he's like 55. Like the semis are like passing us to get around us. I'm like, sweetheart, this does not seem safe. Let me drive.
Yeah, that's
Oh my gosh.
that's how I am. And my mom, like when I was home, she was just like, "Why are you this aggressive?" She's like, you know, you're driving like a Buick. You're driving my Buick SUV harder than anyone else. And it's like, I'm sorry, they're just too slow.
Right.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean, I
So
learned.
I'm sorry, one
Yeah.
thing before. Can I just
Yeah.
Louisville? Last time we had someone on the podcast from Louisville was just the other week. It was a woman named Julia in a band called Rat Boys, and we talked about something very
Ooh.
important and near and
Yeah.
dear to me: Skyline Chili.
I am a vegetarian. Yeah, I actually
So no.
no. That's
So
a
no.
no. That's a no to me. But my sister loves it. When we
Yeah,
went up,
okay.
we went up to eat. There's a ton. Louisville has excellent food. Like
It really does.
the
Like
music scene-
surprisingly,
yeah, no, surprisingly delicious. We almost went there,
best
but we went
burger
to.
I've ever had in my life. Yeah,
We're from.
some hotel,
That's fair.
just some random place. Like, yeah, I don't know.
It's not even, yeah. Like last time I went up, we looked at Skyline Chili, and of course I'm the odd one out. I was like, I'm sorry guys. We went across the street to this place called Ramsey's. Super delicious. If you ever get a chance to make it up there, or if you talk to your friends from Rat Boys, they may have been there already. Super delicious.
I wouldn't be surprised. The other thing is Grater's ice cream.
Haven't. I think.
That's a Cincinnati thing. I'm from Cincinnati.
Okay, no, I've never been to Cincy.
All right. Well, but they do have them in Louisville.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like the worst when it comes to like movies, bars, restaurants. I'll go to places and forget until someone reminds
That's
me.
cool. Mhm.
Unless it's Waffle House.
I mean, that's yeah.
Oh,
Southern
God,
staple.
I miss Waffle House. They don't have them up here. Andrew, have you
I've-
even ever been to a
I've
Waffle
never
House?
been to a Waffle House.
Dude,
Oh my God!
please come so we can take you to Waffle House.
That'll be yeah.
I love breakfast food, so there's no complaints
my
from me on
God.
that. I've just haven't spent a whole lot of time on that side of the country.
The Waffle House waffle is really perfect.
It really is.
Yeah,
I do
it
like
really is.
waffles. Waffles are
And their
better
hash
than pancakes.
browns.
Oh
Their
yeah.
hash browns any way you want them.
So good.
See,
And
I'm
they're
not
so
a big hash browns fan.
Oh, but Waffle House is the best hash brown.
I know, and I'm just like, it's like, okay, so what I do is I usually get the All Star,
Mhm.
and then it's just like
Oh, yeah.
I just get extra eggs.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
So
That's acceptable.
You know, you gotta
Yeah.
go the protein route. That's understandable.
Hey now,
games.
you're an all-star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Smash Mouth. I like the pun.
All right.
Speaking
So
of
moving on.
speaking of bands, you're wearing a Caspian shirt.
Yes, I am. I love Caspian. They're one of my favorite bands.
I thought that was just like a shirt from a vacation to the Caspian Sea.
Oh, no, it could be.
I didn't know that
Could
was
be.
a band.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it
they-
could be.
Could be. No, it's definitely the band. Like, they're one of the in the most pleasant way possible. They're one of the loudest bands that I've ever heard,
Yep.
and I love it. They came here because I got into the record with Halls of Summer,
Mhm.
and that's that was my introduction to them, and they were still touring behind that record. I remember seeing them, and it's just like, holy crap, this is awesome. Like I was there with my keyboardist, and we were both like we're just like looking at each other, look like we're about to cry. Like that's like, especially when they played Halls of Summer, it was just like, this is it.
It's like you had
Totally.
like a religious experience.
Yeah, it was. This is like, I think the only other band. There's been a few other bands that have had that experience on me. The first time with This Will Destroy You, that was a religious. The last time was super funny though, because they brought out this fog machine, and they also had like this tube. I don't know if it was a basement or an Ampeg head, and I was like, yeah, with those tubes going and that fog right there, I was like, that's not gonna work. And then like middle of the set, it just like the amp head blew, and I was like,
Ooh.
yeah. So. Yeah, I do love Caspian. I'm a very big post rock person, and I would say that I think that helps with the dynamic between T and myself, because like I think we're both kind of like the same person, but on opposite ends.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, and so for me, it's just like, oh yeah, it's post rock, it's heavy, but it's not. It makes me feel stuff. But
Totally.
so yeah, but actually, someone who's been very supportive in Caspian, I want to say it was Eric. Pretty sure, like, because he's been pretty supportive of the channel, and like, I don't know, it's always weird, like when bands or people you like
interact with you.
yeah, interact with you. It's just
They
like,
acknowledge that you exist.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god.
yeah, because
And ask to be on our podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, it's like,
Oh
hey,
my
you're cool,
gosh.
but can I get on your podcast? Like,
Yeah, I was like, "What? You want to be on our podcast?"
Heck yes.
yeah, it's
That made me feel good.
yeah, it's just it's super cool, because it's just like I think like in those little moments, it's just like, okay, this is I never expected this. So like I never expected our worlds to intersect like this, but this is pretty cool.
Oh, it's great
Yeah, it's
when that happens.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fun.
I'm just
Oh,
waiting
so
for that
can
to
we-
happen
can we-
with.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I was
go
just
ahead.
saying I'm waiting for that to happen with Tom York, and then it's just
Okay,
like
we will. Tom York,
Yes.
we will.
Just manifest it.
Manifest it.
into
Manifest
existence.
Tom York.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think that's going to happen. I love you all a lot, but I've had experiences that tell me that seems unlikely.
Moving back
Oh,
to
you could say-
Caspian, I didn't.
Oh,
I saw them live, and I didn't know who they were. I was there to see the headliner. They were opening for Under Oath.
oh yeah,
So Under Oath was on their tour. They did.
was it the
Chasing-
Revivals?
No,
Or no, it was a
they
Chasing
did
Safety.
the Chasing Safety and Define the Great Line back to back tour.
Mhm.
So they did both albums back to back in their entirety. It was nuts. But I showed up early because I wanted to be up on the rails, and I had no idea who the opening act was. I might have looked him up briefly before. I'm like, okay, like post rock, I can roll with this. And super loud, super insane. And then at the end of the set, they just kind of like put their guitars down on the ground, just started playing with their delays, and just a full wall of sound. Well, like the last person on stage was hammering on a floor tom. And I'm just sitting here going,
That's exactly. Yep.
Yep.
That's that.
yeah. That's
that-
that face. That's
Yep.
the face.
just complete full abandonment of any self-respect and just awe. And no, it was insane.
Just let it wash over you. Let it wash over you.
Like I remember when that tour was announced, and I was just like, I have to go to this. So I was like, again, the moment where those worlds intersect. So I was like, outside of the festival, I was like, I don't think they would like. I didn't expect them to ever like tour together. Like, not saying they wouldn't know of each other, but
Sure.
it's just one of those things of like, this is interesting. I have to go to this.
Man, yeah. So let's bring it back to the channel, because we talked about that a little bit. What drove you all to start the channel? When did you start it? How did it come together? I'd love to know more about that.
Okay. Well, I want to say sometime around like over the last year, the idea was thrown around. I know one of our producers, Xander, like he and I talked back and forth about it. And then every time I would run into Tia, like I would like bring it up. And I think it was just one of those things of like, we would always talk, and it would always be one of those like, hey, this is, I really like it would start with like, hey, we would talk about certain pieces of gear. I'm like, man, I wish like someone else would like demo it. Like, and it's just like, it'd be kind of cool to have a bit more representation and like see more ourselves in that area. And I remember we filmed the Jaguar episode, which was technically the first episode. And it was just like, we just vibed in, and it's just like, all right, let's go from there. Yeah. But like the main driving force behind it was more so representation, because all of us are very left leaning, and not only that, but since Tia and myself work at a music store, it was just one of those things of like, hey, let's, not only do we want to review gear, but like kind of like, hey, let's think about the working class, because Tia was the one who came up with that name. And like we were sitting there just like trying to figure it out, and
we're just trying to like brainstorm. I was just like, I mean, we aren't going to be reviewing like a Gibson custom shop. Yeah. So it's just like, who's the audience? Who are like real people that, that you see and that you interact with on a daily basis. And it's, people below a certain tax bracket, more or less. We're not dentists. I'm not a doctor, not a lawyer,
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Not a stockbroker.
Unfortunately not.
Not a litigator.
Yeah.
Not a litigator. Yep. Shout out to Spun Loud Effects out of Bellingham, Washington. The litigator is a Marshall style overdrive distortion.
I'm loving these puns.
Right?
But like,
yeah, you can have him.
Oh man, but yeah, it was just really just that, because the discussion would always be, because I think I guess I can somewhat speak for you. I don't ever like speaking for Tia.
I mean, I'll just correct you.
Yeah.
If you're wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like, being people of color and being more so into like the indie alternative scene, that was always one thing for both of us. But it was just like, hey, we don't see enough of ourselves in this world, and which kind of brings full circle somewhat, but because there's this thing called Punk Black, and which we're doing an interview with.
Yes.
And it's just like we would always have like these mutual friends, and it's like it would always be the same conversation of like, hey, like this person seems cool, but like the rest of these reviews was just like, don't really think they're trying to sell us anything, like.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you run into a lot of people, especially playing music and whatnot, that have their minds made up on certain gear, and you can kind of talk to them about it, but then you run into the opposite, especially working music retail, like where people are completely new, but they have a certain budget and they want to spend within that budget. And it's just like, I think the channel has given us a way to be more personal outside of our jobs, unintentionally, with that, because it's just like, one of the rule of thumbs, like, T and myself really love Jazz Masters, probably too much.
Yeah.
But it's just like
no such thing as too much.
No such thing. Yeah. Appropriate level of love for those. Yeah.
Totally. And like, we would talk to people, and we would just notice that like, man, there's not a lot of people like us, like, in that area. So that's really what inspired it more so, like, because we didn't, our goal was like 1,000 subs. Like, that's kind of what we set the goal as. And then it's just like, oh, wow,
we made it.
New goal, like, 5,000 subs.
Yes. 5,000. New number,
and then 10 and 20, then world domination.
Yes. Now that, so yeah, I mean, I think that was the thing, and it's just like, and as a moment to flatter Tia, like when Xander and I was initially discussing this, I was like, there's no other person that I want to do this with outside of Tia. I was like, I think she and I would be perfect for this, and like I think you
were right.
Yeah, and it's just like
agreed.
She's just been awesome, and like I think the cool thing about it too is like, because there's been certain videos I'd watch online of like certain reviews, and like you can tell that like not quite this. It's not like you can't tell they're having a good time, but you can tell like
It's a little forced.
yeah, it's a little
sometimes.
forced, and it's like I personally wanted someone that one very important to me is the opposite gender because that representation matters as well. And it's just like, man, like, okay, cool, yeah, we can get another guy on here, great, like, yeah, but is it really, but can they speak for another segment of people that haven't been really spoken for?
Yes, I am the spokesperson for all women.
Yeah.
Forever. No, I'm kidding.
Forever.
I'm kidding.
No,
Forever.
I gotta be honest, dude. I feel that way sometimes, and it's weird. Like I get asked to do other interviews, and then they just want to ask me about like being a woman in music. I'm like, can I talk about anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Once in a
and
while.
like that's the thing. Like I like because being in the alternative scene, especially like I was always the black dude in that band, so it's like
Yeah.
they would. I was always getting questions in that area. So I was just like, well, if we're going to do this, one, I don't want it to be Tia's gender at the forefront. She's a person.
Yeah.
So let what I've always said is let the music do the talking. And it's just like, for me, that's why I wanted, because I remember when she came into my job and she was playing guitar and I was like, she's awesome. I was like,
Yeah,
she's
I think that
awesome.
was like the first comment I left was like, I think Tia knows this, but you play beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
She does. And it was just like, I was like, she's awesome. I was like, I don't know if it's going to be a band or something. I was like, I have to do something with her. I was like, I don't know
Yes.
what it is yet, but and then
We
this
must
happened.
collaborate.
Yes.
I don't know, that makes me feel really good. I'm always like super self-conscious about my playing, but I'm trying to just, I don't know, just kind of like a fuck it mentality. Just try to have fun first and foremost.
Oh yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Also, like I would say, like between our playing or even just our personalities, I feel like we do balance each other out fairly well.
Mm.
Just because, like you said, with the genre of music you're most comfortable with, I feel like I'm also on the other side of that.
yeah.
I like a lot of pop music. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't believe in guilty pleasure. There's only pleasure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I say that all the time. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. Just own it.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
As long as nobody's getting hurt, as long as it's all on the up and up, like I don't care. Enjoy the thing that you enjoy without guilt.
Exactly. So, like, even just to kind of go back off of, what you were saying earlier, like, I think that, between the two of us, Jason is someone who has played with, bands who have gone on tour, bands who have been signed and things like that. And even on the other side of that, I am fairly inexperienced, like I've tried my hand at like joining bands and things just haven't panned out. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting because like you have like the perspective of someone who may be ready to go on the road or the perspective of someone who may just be recording in their own house. You kind of have the best of both worlds.
Mhm.
Again, we're very similar, but also like complete opposites.
Yeah.
And both of those worlds are very valid experiences to have as a musician. If you don't go on tour and record records that get released commercially, that's fine. That's fine as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And like that's another group of people that I feel like when we started the channel, like we were very focused on, because it's just like not everybody's going to go on tour. Not everybody's going to do what the other does. And it's just like, for some people, it is like a job. Like it was like, okay, I'm coming in, I'm gonna get my Kemper, learn these songs and go out.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
and then for some people, it's like, I'm going to sit in my bedroom and just play with all this stuff. And I think both of those worlds are very valid. And, there's just not a lot of dialogue between the two.
Oh yeah.
And for me, it's
Yeah.
just like, I remember when I stumbled on your Starcaster review and I was just like, yes, finally someone who gets it. Because like I was saying earlier, I was just like, for me, I think the takeaway from that for me, I was like, man, she really likes that guitar. I was like,
I do.
Yes.
I play that guitar live all the time.
And I was just like,
Yeah.
but that was the thing. I was just like, man, I think like for me, I was like, man, Emily looks like someone I could just chill with and like talk gear with.
Oh yeah.
And like those are the type of channels that I gravitate towards. And I think when we started this channel, that was something that we definitely wanted to have. Like, hey, like, because it's not a competition. That's how I viewed music in general.
It's
It's like
not.
nothing's in a competition. It's like if I can't hang out with this group of people and just have fun because we're both quote unquote competing, And it's like there's no competition. So it's like,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
what I like gravitated towards, and that's kind of what I was hoping the channel would come across as. It's like, if people can't hang out with Tia and Tia and me, and like they have an issue, then it's like, here's a
You don't need
tissue.
'em.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I always, whenever someone leaves a nasty comment on the page, like 99% of the time I just respond, thanks for watching. And I don't care. Sometimes people will say things like, oh, you should play up front and then talk about it later. I'm like, hey, there's lots of channels that do that.
Yeah.
And the other thing about like being self-conscious with playing, like I know why people are watching my demos, and it's exactly what you said. They want to see somebody get excited about a piece of gear and kind of walk through it and feel like they're hanging out with just like another nerdy gear friend. Nobody's watching my videos because I'm a virtuoso on guitar. Nobody's watching my videos to hear like me play Replacements-esque riffs or anything like that. Like I get it. And it's because it's about the product that I'm demoing, especially if I'm getting paid for that review. It's not about me trying to show off. And I think that there are plenty of channels where the guitarist demoing is absolutely phenomenal. And like Demos in the Dark, I don't need to try to compete with that.
Yeah.
I just gotta be me, and I'll be happier, not stressing out about trying to like get that perfect take. I leave my flubs in every video.
Same.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of B-roll. Oh my god, like there's but no, that's the thing. Like when, as a viewer, I try to approach things as, okay, is this person demoing the gear or are they demoing their skills?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm fine with either or, but that, is this what I'm looking for? And I don't know, it's just for me being me, it's just, I kind of wanted to have that with us. It's just like, okay, obviously, we're not like, Joe Satriani or whatnot, but I personally want it to be relatable. And it's like I said, like I personally gravitate towards those channels. Like that's why I love Ryan's channel. Like I remember watching one of his videos and I was just like, this is a guy I would hang out with. And
60 cycle hum, Ryan?
Yeah, 60 cycle. I was like, this is a guy I would hang out with. And it was his vintage modified Jazzmaster review that got me. Because I was like, okay, here's a guy that really loves what he's doing. And he really likes this guitar. And because there's been other reviews on that same guitar where I've just been like, this person is just trying to find nice things to say because they don't like it.
I think that's like one of the things that like helps set our channel apart from some others. Because like you said, like we'll we'll keep in mistakes, and I think that like adds a level of like, oh, these are real people. Like we're not like Instagram guitarists where we're gonna do it, take 100 takes to get it right. We pretty much
speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, like it's like our playing isn't perfect because again, we're real people. We're not going to sit here for hours and hours and hours until we get it just right, and then post like a 30-second clip. Like it's just pretty much just a quick run through.
Yeah.
We got shit to do.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I want to say
working class. I gotta go to work.
Yeah, I want to say like the last video we did, it was kind of funny in retrospect to think about it because it was like we were demoing 4 pedals and like we both of us just kind of just ran through it, and I think that was the only time where we were like, should we go back and redo that? Like should we? And like because like you, I'm very self-conscious as well. And I remember like Xander and Nelson just standing there and being like, you guys, that sounded great. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm
usually my worst critic. I get it.
Exactly. Like same way here. It's just, so it's, for me, it's, I like, I just wanted to be that person for myself and, someone else feeling that way. Cause it's, it's 2021 and like, not everyone that like gets a slow is going to be playing blues licks on it, and it's just like I don't
think most people who get a slow should be playing blues licks on it.
I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not calling anybody out, but there's a couple of videos I was like, really, like it's like you guys have the slow. Yeah, it's like that's what, and like there was one review, and it was a written review on the Guitar Center website. I'm not going to so people can go and check it out. And it was like clearly this guy who's like Joe Bonamassa, like type, like not really into the ambient music, and he gave it like the scathing review, and I was just like,
Maybe it's not for you.
Okay,
it's
so you
not
don't
for
like-
you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's and that I keep saying this all the time, and I feel like I have to keep saying it. It's okay if something isn't for you. It's totally
Yeah.
fine. If it's for other people, just acknowledge like this isn't my thing, but if you like this, it's probably your thing. I play so many pedals that are legit not my thing. Like I'm not a big fuzz person, but I can get it when somebody wants to do fuzz. I'm not a big shimmer reverb person, but I totally get it when people want to do shimmer reverb. Like
Yeah.
it's about like making it okay. And that's another reason I don't like to go negative in my reviews ever, because like just because I'm not bonding with something doesn't mean it's a bad pedal or product.
No, it's just different
I mean,
strokes for
sometimes it's a
different
bad
folks.
product.
Yeah.
It's a bad product if it doesn't work. It's a bad product if it's a $5,000 guitar and there's sharp fret edges and
Yeah.
electronics mistakes and like some weird things like this Yvette Young guitar. I really like it, but in my review I was honest, like the input jack feels too small. It feels too small. I was worried that I would not be able to get my cable into the input jack. And then I was trying to say that without it seeming dirty. That was the fun part.
I think we
Just need some
ran-
Crisco.
Yeah, some
Oh
Crisco.
God! I don't want to die like that. That's not how I go out.
Deliverance
Son of a
in the
bitch.
background.
I think Tia and I, I'm not going to spoil the review because we did it on it, but we collectively had that experience
Yeah, with one pedal.
with one pedal.
We were going
that-
through some reverbs, and
Yeah.
there's the last one. Both of us.
Yeah, both, and we were just sitting there like, out of my head, I was like, I really don't want to shit on this thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, I really don't. But
Yeah, I spent like
Yeah.
10 minutes just turning knobs, trying to find a sound that I liked, and it was just like nothing. Like,
What
it
was
was
it?
not-
Sometimes they just don't do
It was
it.
should we-
Yeah,
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 it was
it was
a
a-
Walrus Audio. It was the Descent.
like,
Uh-huh.
we're not like, and
Is
it's
that
funny
the-
because that is the
dual
octave
reverb?
one.
It's an octave
Oh.
one. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
it's a larger box format that they did
Yeah.
a few years back.
Yeah.
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 And it was just like, because I like, and I feel bad saying it because like one of my customers gave it to me, and it was like 'cause he supported the channel, and I had it, and I just like I maybe used it once, and just to play around
Yeah.
with it, but I was saving it just to like review with Tia, and like both, it was just funny because when we were filming it, like we got to that, like all the other pedals, we were just like, oh, this is awesome. Then we
Yeah,
got to
with
that
the
one, and we
breeze.
were just like,
What now?
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, people always say in the comments like of every video, like you can tell when a demoer doesn't really like something because they don't talk about it very much.
yeah,
And there have been a few pedals, and I can talk about this off camera with you. There have been a few I plugged in and was like, I'm not reviewing this. Like I can't put my demo about it. I can't. So it happens sometimes, and thankfully that brand never reached out and was like, what up? Because it's not like I wasn't getting paid for that one. They just sent me the pedal to see if I liked it. I'm like, well, I don't.
yeah.
So
I think that's a cool thing about Xander too, because Xander, our producer, he's very much into like fuzz and drive, so he kind of steers us in that direction. Like, which we haven't done a fuzz or drive yet, but we're going to. And like, so it's kind of cool that we have like different strokes. So, like, I don't think like I think I could review the R1 and what I like about it. And, Xander could come into that world being a big fuzz person and vice versa. So it's
Yeah.
just like, I like the
I like
dynamic
the
of this group.
R1.
I love the
I like
R1.
the R1.
I love
I
it.
get why people don't. I get that there are a lot of people who have very harsh feelings about it, but I liked it more than the D1.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I
Nothing
remember.
else, the R1 at least like leans into being a stereo pedal a lot better
Yeah.
than the
Well,
D1 did.
See, I love reverb pedals, and like the R1 for me, because I said this in our review. I was like, I'm so tired of shimmer. And then I got to the glitch setting, and I was like, yes,
I liked the
Yeah.
glitch setting.
yeah.
That was my favorite by a lot.
Well,
Same.
I think a lot of the people that were taking a dump on the R1 are the worship guitar player diva types.
Oh,
It's not even
those
just
guys.
them, Andrew. I've heard lots of other people say they didn't really like it or bother with it.
The most criticism I've seen has been in the worship groups
Yeah, well, they
from
are
what I've
always
been-
the
what
most
I-
critical because heaven forbid something not be for them.
Oh yeah, no, they had an aneurysm when the night sky came out. They're like, this isn't good for worship. I'm like, guys,
Huh, it's not the big sky. I don't want it.
right?
Well, there's already a big sky, friends.
Yeah. It's like
Yep.
not the big sky part 2. I don't night sky. No. R1 no. But it's just
Big
like
sky use the same setting on everything.
yeah,
It's the cloud algorithm with a slightly different tweak on. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and it's the thing. The thing is, I like because, and I'm not saying this because our relationship with them, but it's like I love Shrine and stuff. But like with the R1, I was just like, I'm not afraid to say that so far from what we played, the R1 was my favorite pedal of this year, mostly because of the glitch setting. And it's just like, that's kind of cool because it's like, I'm so tired of shimmer. Like every pedal has shimmer. And it's just like, I get it. It's cool. Can we go on to something else?
Yeah, I get it.
I personally
Well,
like shimmery type effects, but what I always find, like same thing with the Descent, is it feels like it's trying to do two things, just not very well at the same time. I'd rather have a really solid reverb pedal and be able to swap on an octave effect separately and to achieve that shimmer effect. And
Yeah.
it always sounds better than any shimmer algorithm I've ever played with, just running them
Yeah.
separately that way. I mean, run an octave up and a 2 octave up, blend it in with a little bit of modulation, golden.
Yeah. And that,
Got your
I think
OC, whatever.
I think the thing that we discovered ourselves was like, hey, if we want a pog, we're just going to get like you said,
Yeah.
just get a pog and separate it from the reverb. Like, I think that was an interesting combination on paper, but it's
In
not for us.
execution, it's just like, just
Yeah.
not for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are players and people who that is for, and that they can find a use for.
Sure.
It wasn't
Yeah.
either of us.
Yeah. And that was
I've
the
never
first
gotten
pedal.
worse comments on a video than when I talked down about a clone from
Oh, no.
Wish.com.
Oh God.
Maybe I didn't understand the pedal. That's fine. But in the video, I said this pedal's only worth $40 if I make $40 from this video. And thanks to all the hateful comments, I've made $45 on that
Yes.
video.
Yes.
So
Profit.
keep
It's all profit.
calling me
Stonks.
a dumbass. I'm fine with it.
So speaking of,
I'll cry all the way to the bank. I have 10 minutes left, tops. FYI.
yeah, I got to bounce in a couple minutes. I got to grab a couple things before my work from home shift starts because we're doing this right before my day job.
Same.
So
Wait,
working class.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm cutting that out.
what,
Working
Okay,
for that.
good. Say your thing, Andrew.
oh, I got to bounce in a couple minutes. I got to take care of a couple of things before my job starts in about 10 minutes. So I know I'm the worst.
I thought you were going to say something else. Okay, fine. All right. Well, thank you so much. We want to be respectful of your time, and this has been a lot of fun. I really think that we should do this again
Yes.
sometime.
Yes.
Where can people check you out?
Right now on Instagram, I should know our Instagram handle. Nelson handles that.
Oh.
Instagram
I'll drop some links in the show
or
notes.
our YouTube channel, Working
What-
Class Music. I think.
If you're watching on YouTube, I will tag them in the description. If you're listening with your ears, check the show notes, subscribe to them.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
our Instagram is it's just an abbreviation for Working Class Music. So it's just WCM Show. So that's just our
Nice.
handle at Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
honestly where most things
If-
will be posted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Individually, we have our own individual instas, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to share them if you don't
Yeah, we're
want
not-
to.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
My personal one's private too. I get
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
cool. Well, thank you again so much for joining us. Please, everybody, check them out. Please
Thank you for
like,
having
comment,
us.
subscribe. Yes, it's been so much fun.
You guys are
Um,
awesome.
You
Appreciate
are.
you guys.
Yes, very great. So thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
That's
Jason.
Jason and Tia.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Laters.
Bye.